Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ballchat. Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to Ballchat Podcast, the show where we review some of the week's major news in the world of football. Easter Sunday edition. My name is Benton, along with the family. Come on, go on. How you still?
I am good.
All right, should I say it's bun and cheese Sunday?
No bun around here.
But overall, you had a great week.
Oh yes, my soccer season is in full swing. So I was out there battling the elements and the parents and the coaches. But you know, I wouldn't have it any other way. That's my vacation money and it keeps me fit. So this week I like it. I like the beginning of spring.
See that. Don't brown envelope change hands.
Not this weekend.
All right, football lovers, we have a jam-packed show. Junior is out. Go and chat safely, family. Out the road, he may or may not call in. I guess they don't have internet at back road. But Junior is away this week. If he gets a chance and get good internet coverage, he will call in. We have a jam-packed show, as stated earlier. Arsenal versus Man City, Premier League recap. Arsenal versus Man City. Chelsea. What a wonderful day to talk to come on about Chelsea. Newcastle, impressive comeback victory against West Ham. We'll also take a look on our final thoughts on CONCACAF Nations League. Jamaica finished third. And what next as the Reggae Boys gets ready for World Cup qualifiers and Copa America in the summer. Just overall assessment from come on the tournament and the Reggae Boys' performance. We'll also discuss their classicer. As Thomas Tuchel say, yo, it's over, you know. Congrats to Leverkusen and Xabi Alonso's decision. All of that, jump-pack show. We're not wasting any time. We always big up to all the listeners. Thank you always for joining us. Send on your ballers, your impressive players of the week if you have any. And Bugs unimpressive players of the week. Send them on. Come on, ballers of the week, family. As Atlanta United are leader side. Brap! Ball of the week, come on.
MLS. So for me, Bayern Leverkusen, for me, will get bought. They are 13 points ahead of Bayern. They were 1-0 down, I think, in the 88th minute. And to come back and win 2-1 is really impressive with like 10-15 minutes to go. So, yeah, really have to say Leverkusen is supposed to be up there, top-notch. Ballers for me. Bunny Shaw for me, she scored 2 goals, one of which was a screamer. City, they're now top of the league until Chelsea plays. And then Bunny is also the leading goal scorer for Manchester City. So, if you didn't see her first goal, I think it was, that made it 3-0. Go and check it out. A nice little banger. Liverpool for me. Liverpool continues to grind out the wins. It don't matter how early they fall behind, no matter how poorly they're playing, no matter if Salah fast, they find a way to eke out the win. Our hungry Salah seems to be an effective Salah. So Liverpool for me. Newcastle, we're going to talk a little bit about Newcastle and the decision, Newcastle and the penalty. We're going to talk about that. But for me, Newcastle kind of, they found a way, even though the red card was late, but they found a way to beat a West Ham. We have to talk about West Ham also. Is it time for Moyes to leave, or are we giving him a pass because West Ham is bottom table team? You know, they're chicken back. So, you know, once you use the chicken back, you don't know oxtail taste or a snapper taste. So should we give David a pass because of them? We'll talk about that too. And of course, Borussia Dortmund, like going to the people in place, beat the people and beat them. How long did I beat them for, Benton? 10 years?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's like, oh my God, it's like putting the cherry on top. putting a nail in Tuchel's coffin. Anything you want to say, making Hurricane realize that him really needs to go to St. Thomas to get a wash off because one man can't solve so those are my ballers. Bayern Leverkusen, Bunny Shaw, Liverpool, Newcastle, and Borussia Dortmund.
Maybe if Harry Kane actually went to St. Thomas, it would actually ruin St. Thomas too. I just say him salt. There's not enough purification at St. Thomas mineral water bath for cleanse Mr. Harry Kane. Him just salt. Him salt. Ballers and bugs. Big up, come on. When you said Dortmund beat Bayern by 10 years, 2014. Leave it to Thomas Tuchel. Huh? First time in 10 years that Bayern Munich has dropped their Klassiker at home. So leave it to Thomas Tuchel. We don't want a man with them bad internet come hot up we head today now. Ballers and Bugs segment. Junior is jumping on for a few minutes. I guess them say him find internet coverage. Junior, can you hear us, family? And he cannot hear us. All right. While we get him on, we'll see how we go. Continuing our Ballers and Bugs segment of the show. My Ballers of the Week, family. Dexter Lembegisa. I don't know how Camon did not bring up this one. We have to give Dexter a Ball of the Week. A golazooo for the Reggae Boys. Reggae Boys secure the third spot in CONCACAF Nations League. That's a huge sort of accomplishment for the Reggae Boys. So, but Dexter Lembegisa, a golazooo. Ball of the Week also, Camon highlighted Bonisha. And she also highlighted Newcastle. I'm just going over my list here, but I want to highlight Harvey Barnes, specifically of Newcastle, scored 2 goals. And this youth has gone through a lot regarding injuries. In fact, the entire Newcastle team has been through a lot regarding injuries. So, but Harvey Barnes, formerly of Leicester City, big up yourself. You get a Ball of the Week. And I'm going to be that guy and give Hendrik a Ball of the Week. Yes, Mr. Musselman, some say it's probably him a look a bit big-boned or whatever you may call it. Hendrik scored in the international break, scored against England on Saturday, scored again on Saturday the 23rd, scored against Spain on Tuesday, and scored in the Palestra semi-final on the Thursday. 3 goals to the youth, 17 years of age, Ball of the Week youth. 3 different locations, man, I fly all over the place and I score goals. So big up yourself, Ball of the Week, youth. Junior, can you hear me now?
Yeah, what good?
Well, we're there. How you find internet, brother? How you stay?
I'm good with that bush.
All right, big up yourself. We never know, saying, but I said, why internet must be a back road. Ballers and Bugs of the Week, Junior, who do you have?
Yo, I have to give Newcastle Ball of the Week. Definitely have to give Newcastle Ball of the Week for that comeback win. I have to give to Bayer Leverkusen Ball of the Week as well because that come from behind. And I won't lie to you. Yesterday is the first time I really sit down and watch a Leverkusen game. Nobody in particular, but Javier, but Alonso, however you want him. Excuse me, I mean that bush. But the man, that side, the brother, that team is at another level. They are destined to win the Bundesliga. And I am also glad that Alonso decide to make the right decision and stay one more year and announce it. He has removed all obscurity, he has removed all doubt and all objects of negativity around his team and said, I'm going to be here next year. So let's go out and finish his job. So I love that. He has to get my Ball of the Week.
All right, see the Ball of the Week. Ballers and Bugs, send them on. I forgot one baller. I forgot to big up the wonderful Victoria Pelova in Arsenal's midfield. She was outstanding as Arsenal won the Women's Conte Cup final against Chelsea. All right, Bugs of the Week, come on. Who do you have, family? Over to you. Unimpressive players.
You mentioned, me not mention Lambisca. Remember when me am Lambisca?
Dexter
Good man.
Lambegisa. Yes.
Mm-hmm. What number am where?
We not call him number.
Okay. Okay, him wear few, right? Him play just like the previous owner of the number 2 jersey. So I don't know. I sat and I watch him. Yes, it's okay watching him on TV, but when you really watch him when the camera is not on him, I'm nervous. I was so nervous for him when he had to mark. And may I say that that man did not mark Pulisic. Okay, he was on an island by himself. He was somewhere else. So I'm not really impressed. Very good goal, but no. Overall, he can't get my baller. And
Yeah,
that's why I'm
mash up
never
the ball in a Easter Sunday.
Yes. Him forget some bun. All right. So Bug now. I don't remember the what's it on top of my tongue? The Newcastle referee. He has to get my bug. Him and the people in a VAR. I mean, if you not open a VAR room, so I can really watch all their calls that they make. It was a terrible penalty. I never like it. Even with the Chelsea game, terrible penalty too. We're going to talk about that one too. But Chelsea gets my bug. Chelsea, Pochettino, gets my and Raheem Sterling gets my buck. Like Raheem Sterling, like what? And people have the nerve all they talk about, oh, Raheem is being shafted, he's not getting the cops. What have we been watching the same Raheem Sterling? So Raheem gets the bug, Poch him come and talk about oh Chelsea now duh. I could have told you this a couple months ago. I mean, like we draw the game, I'm still 11th, like 11th. I'm so embarrassed when they're showing the table, the top half of the Premier League table. I am straining my eyes to see my side. My side is nowhere there. It's embarrassing. Bayern Munich really needs to get a bug. I don't understand how they've imploded. The players are the same. They're having a hard time keeping what name Davis. Right,
Yeah,
Davis, he
yeah.
doesn't want to
Alfonso
leave.
Davis, yeah.
Alfonso doesn't want to stay. I mean, at Bayern, said he's having a hard time. So they get my bug. Chelsea and Bayern gets my absolute bug. I mean, like Chelsea, I don't want to forget bug. Terrible side. But that's it. Those two may I get today.
The officials that we just did a quick search. Officials that you wanted to highlight. Robert Jones was the match referee for the Newcastle game, and David Kuth was the man in the VAR. Right? So that's the bugs them here, dash right. Come on.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, David Kuth. And if you can look for the one where he Chelsea the penalty, but go on their thing.
All right. Big up to Geraldo Haynes. Geraldo Haynes says bug equal Chelsea and Manchester United. Baller equals Pool and Gunners. Junior, baller, bugs of the week for you. Unimpressive players of the week, family.
The most unimpressive thing still to me was really that Arsenal Man City game. How the game played out. And we watched lyrically pre international break after the Liverpool Liverpool Man City game. I would say, the next game is going to be bigger, and I expected a much bigger affair. I expected a much more tactical affair. What we got was a dud. And you can't really blame Arsenal players for their approach of the game. But I'll have to put it at the footsteps of the City players and Pep. And their approach to the game was one of, I would say, carelessness. While Arsenal seemed to me to like they were playing like we have other chances coming forward. So that both of them, it was very disappointing. I expected a lot more from that game. And I think you posted that Liverpool came out the winners. And I agree 100% with that. I also agree with Cabot about Bayern Munich. We joke around, or I joked around when it was announced that Kane was going to go to Bayern Munich and said, boy, nobody cannot say anything about Kane because he's guaranteed to at least win the Bundesliga. No, it's like the Bundesliga gone. it's something about Bayern Munich that I can't put my hand on. And come on, rightfully brought it up with Alphonso Davies being unsettled. And a lot of the players there just look unsettled to me. So it's just Tuchel Tuchel is a Trojan horse. And them get my bug of the week.
All right, Ballers and Bugs segment family. Big up to all the listeners. We know you listen every week. Always thank the listeners. Big up yourself. Thank you always for joining. Ballers and Bugs, my Bugs of the week. Emma Hayes. Come on down. You get a bug of the week. Yo, Emma Hayes push Arsenal's coach, Mr. Jonas, at the conclusion of the game, the Conte Cup final. Emma Hayes, don't act like a sore loser. The man just come over to come shake your hand, and Emma had this whole thing in her post-match presser about male aggression in the touchline, and regardless, exercise a little bit of courtesy and make we go my way out. So Emma Hayes, you get a bug of the week. But the biggest bugs of the week, you have a certain narrative. Some people out there run a narrative regarding Vinicius Jr. We saw at the international break, the pre-match presser where Vinicius Jr., the man in tears, broke down and cried about the racism thing in Spain and blah, blah, blah. There are the ones who are getting the bugs of the week from me. There are those who are pushing a narrative that Vinicius Jr. is triggering some of these responses, are stimulating, are aggravating the racists, and subsequently he is to be blamed. And a lot of these people that are supposed these things are dirty Atletico Madrid fans. Yo, you know, get the bug of the week. There's no planet, nowhere, no corner on earth where racism is validated. But here comes a man and some of these people who trying to promote this narrative that Vinicius Jr.'s behavior or celebration warrants this sort of abuse or attack. So, bug of the week for them people. All right, let's get to our football roundup and get right into it. Junior, you said it was a dud. I said the same thing regarding Man City versus Arsenal. Come on, what say you? 0-0 draw at the Etihad. 57 games. Home scoring record ended by Arsenal's wall. Me here. Come on, your thoughts.
Arsenal's wall. Listen, we were talking in the group when the game was going on, and the only reason I was talking to you in the group was because I was fighting sleep. It was one of the boringest games I have watched all weekend. Like, really? I hate when two teams come out and play scared, especially seeing that this was supposed to be the marquee game of the weekend. Both teams came out timid. They acted as if losing would be the worst thing in the world if they decided to play some actual football. It was boring. It was devoid of ideas, and I've said it over and over again. Haaland is a regular striker. You know what? And it's not because of his goal-scoring drought. You ever see that man take on a man one-on-one? You ever really see him beat a defender?
We're going through the tape. Go
through the tape. I think the strength, the jumping, the bullying, the pace. But he's not one of those finished striker, maybe because he's young. But I don't think he is the answer for Manchester City in terms of scoring. Anyways, for them business, because my side are 11th. But you say Liverpool came out as the winner, yes. But for this game, I think Arteta would be the coach who is actually pleased with this result. He's still in the hunt. He's still in second place, closing in. And yes, losing would have been worse than getting a 1 point. But I wish they had some ideas and made the game exciting. But it just was not to be. But, you know, the race is still tight, still like it. I still think Man City will pull it out. We have 8 more games to go. So I think Man City will definitely jump over everybody. And Errol, don't message me. Let's leave me alone when I talk up the things them boy aside. All right. But it was just not a great game today. It was an okay game, but wasn't, exciting or anything.
Junior, X's and O's, your thoughts on the game? I mean, I personally, I felt like Arsenal took an approach to the game as something akin to a mid-level or bottom of the table team's approach against Man City at the Etihad. Them things that we normally expect from Wolves and Chelsea at the Etihad.
But the mighty has fallen.
But in fairness, when I sit back and actually look at the results for Arsenal against Man City this EPL season, 4 points from a possible 6. I mean, that's massive improvement. In no shape or form I can probably light a fire or critical of the Mandem approach.
Yeah, you spoke it like a true neutral fan. You spoke it like a person that have nothing to gain out of a team winning or losing other than the cost of your entertainment, which is what you were looking for.
I was very disappointed. My son that I sat down, woke up early, ready for this ball game. I said, Jaja.
Especially with the Liverpool Brighton curtain raiser, which will happen.
Yeah.
But from an Arsenal perspective, his job done. The onus was on Man City to come out and force Arsenal to play football. That was the onus, and that was the ball game right there. Well, come on, you make a strong statement when you say you don't think Al Haaland is the answer for Man City scoring problems, especially with the year that Haaland had last year. But when you really sit down and think about it, I think Man City is a different team this year than last year. So I think, come on, you might be onto something. You might be right that what Man City is morphing into, Haaland is not the right answer. And there might be something to Perez flying into Manchester to inquire about the services of Erling Haaland. There just might be something there that might be in the rear view mirror of the players or of Haaland and of Man City. I don't know, but there's something there because Haaland is not producing like he did last year. He's not getting the chances he got last year, and we saw, especially in the Man U game, where his concentration wasn't there, right? And I think that is a testament to Man City this year, where in a game like this, last year, they find a way to win. But this year is almost like the concentration is not at the optimal level. And Arsenal had no problems drawing the game. And I don't wrong them. Arsenal looking at the fixtures down the road and say, you know what? If we can get out of this fixture right here, let's see if we can navigate the other landmines. And let's see if Liverpool can navigate their landmines better than we. And City, let's see how you do it. I bet the best team come out. But Arsenal win the game today. I mean, in no uncertain terms, yes, it's a 0-0 draw, but Arsenal can come out feeling the victors.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Harold Hean says Arsenal was for sure least goal conceded, 9 more games to go, regular striker. That. Regarding Erling Haaland, regarding Haaland Jr. and come on, you touched on it. Roy Keane speaking to Sky Sports, come on and Jr. Roy Keane said, quote, the levels of his general play is just so poor, he's almost like a League 2 player, end quote. Is this a tad bit overreaction? I mean, Erling Haaland, if I'm not mistaken, still leading the EPL with 18 goals, right?
Yeah, that's extra. A League 2, not even Championship.
Once a League 2 type of play. I mean,
hey, no, that's a disrespectful. That's a disrespect. That's being very disrespectful. Like me, like Alan, I'm gonna post up him house because that don't make no sense. Those are fighting words. I just think, let us not downplay, his contribution. He scores, but the kind of goals that I think he should be scoring this season. He's not a utility player and he's not scoring those goals. I think Holland wants the goals where him get the ball and push where everybody from in front of the goal and go in and kick it, or he want to run straight and kick the ball straight and the goalkeeper miss it. But I just think if you're going to say someone's one of the best strikers in the English Premier League, he must can take on a Van Dijk. He must can take on a Kurt Zuma. He must can take on two little players. And I don't see that. I don't see him as a 1v1 kind of player. And that is my concern, that he was missing today. Let us start the truth. I mean, like, even in a little slumber, we never really hear him name as much. So the players that were supposed to show up today just did not show up. But let me touch upon something real quick. For two big side who wants to be title contenders, Arsenal had 2 shots on target. Manchester City had 1. 2 shots on target from Arsenal and 1 on target from Man City. Oh, come on, man. Terrible, terrible, terrible. 72% possession compared to 28% possession. It was just so crazy. But yeah, the game wasn't hot today.
All right. Before we step away from this boring ball game, just the takeaway from the managers. Mikel Arteta said, quote, if you rewind the clock 10 months ago, or to paraphrase him, said rewind the clock 10 months ago, they were a different team in a different place. He spoke about the maturity of this unit defensively. Junior, care to comment on the growth of Arsenal? Because like we said, we saw they took 4 points from Man City when it was Man City's beating stick.
Arteta right. I mean, you see, I think, because I also think Carbone is right as well. We try to rationalize why the great Manchester City that we have seen over the last couple of years can't find a goal against Arsenal today. We try to rationalize that point, right? I would try to say, oh, it must be Haaland misfiring, or it must be Arsenal defending better. I think it's a little bit of both. I think credit has to go to Arsenal and to Arteta's whoever is responsible for developing this mindset at Arsenal. Because again, a couple of years ago, them lose this game. A couple of years ago, them give up some stupid penalty or some stupid fall will lead to a goal. A couple of years ago, they have a lapse in concentration that Man City punish. Right? And we don't see that this year. This year, they go there and they expect to hold Man City to 0 goals. And that was almost the vibe that I got on watching them. Is like they expected to not lose this game. They expected to not give up a goal, which is a huge improvement.
Yeah, man. Come on, Pep Guardiola says, when someone is playing in a low block, what are you supposed to do? Kill one of the, he says, what is the solution playing against an opposition with a low block? Quote, kill someone maybe, end quote. How does Pep Guardiola and Man City solve this problem? Because they will see more of this going forward.
I don't know if to tell you. He's the greatest mind in our football. He need to figure it out. He has £71 million defender, £80 million defender. He have £50 million striker. Come on, he needs to do something. I just don't get it. Sometimes, and yes, it's football. So you're not going to have a team that's going to be perfect, right, the whole time. But this is the crucial time where he needs to get it together. And I don't know what to tell you. I've always said from the beginning of the season that I am concerned about Man City's backline. I've always said that. And when I saw Stones and Walker with the injury, I'm like, oh my God, advantage Arsenal. But now we have to be concerned about the front end of Man City. And Pep needs to be concerned about the front end of Man City as well. So he has to go back to the drawing board, him head no big for nothing. And let us be honest about it. Arteta learned the trade under Pep. So I expected him to come and use some of Pep's little things. And I think it worked for him. So Pep really need to go back to the drawing board Find out why his striker is not firing on all cylinders because he's going to need him now.
Or maybe bench him, play Julian Alvarez. um, so you mentioned John Stones, and we're going to move on from this game. I think John Stones is a huge part of whatever Man City wants to do in midfield, and the mere fact that he steps up into that space and essentially breaks up the play, and he's a pretty good passer, and he drives at the opponent's defense. I didn't expect. I thought today, all right, you play Mateo Kovacic beside Rodri, fine, you do that. But once you saw that Arsenal was essentially doing a counter-attack approach, I thought you said, yo, Lego the double pivot, take one out of the double pivot slot, and let's go forward and try to get more bodies in the attacking third, because essentially you're playing a numbers game. But of course, I think your point come on about defensively, they are very worried about the exposure of their centre backs. So those double pivot centre backs, defensive midfielders, really help to protect their centre backs. So God, go with the two of them. Man City, we'll see they'll end the day in third. Liverpool, big victory against Brighton. Junior, not an easy day at the office. I want to ask you both this. Liverpool has won 29 points from losing position this season. Yo, when is that luck going to run out, family?
Is luck or is grit? Which is it?
Let me call it, because nobody knows so stupid.
29 points. I don't call it luck, I call it grit. We keep saying it. This is what you get with a locker room that plays for each other and a coach, right? You realize that on everybody on the pitch there, who now defend, who now drop back and defend, I go forward. It was a collective effort. Every game that we see Liverpool fall behind, nobody panics. Not one soul panic. Klopp never panic either. He have that little astonished look on his face, but nobody panics. And that is this is why I want Liverpool to win this season. This is a mark of a true championship quality team. And getting 29 points after going down a goal or two, Benton, I don't call that luck. I call that grit and work ethic.
Yeah, fair enough. Junior, why I say luck, but you align with come on the grit, because it shows some resilience to come back and win these games. But what happens when somebody say, yo, not today, you're not coming back today?
Yeah, I agree. It's grit and belief, and there is luck there, but the luck goes to the person or to the group that deserves it. Because we can sit down and look and say, when it's going to run out, when it's going to run out, and then the next whichever game they don't have enough grit, or the other team have more grit than them, we're going to say the luck run out. Nah, I agree. That's the sign of a true champion. And I think Liverpool is very similar to Leverkusen to me. Very similar. Where they are not out, and they truly believe they are not out until the final whistle. I truly believe that. I truly believe that there is a belief system that has been implied, our belief that has been instilled in the players where, yo, once you have a second, we have a chance. And I really believe it. And you hear coaches, we talk about Pochettino, you hear Ten Hag say the same thing. Ten Hag say himself have no belief, they have no energy, no this, no that. And he's talking about a team that had a 1-0, took a 1-0 lead in stoppage time at the game. 1-0 lead. Your team had enough energy and grit, use the word grit again, to take the lead, but then you give up the lead right afterwards. So I think that is the energy and the grit that Cumberland is referring to, that Liverpool have, that other teams them just don't have it. And other coaches complain about it for them team, while Klopp rave about it for his.
Yeah, yeah, great, very, very big point. All right, other results. We'll walk around the EPL before we take over ourselves from this league, because we have some other news we want to touch before we go over we had. Results that stood out to you guys. Come on, Newcastle 4-3 against West Ham. You highlighted this game in your ballers and bugs. What you have to say about one, Mr. Moyes, on this thing?
I I I don't know what to say. As I said, West Ham is chicken back. Like, are we supposed to expect better from West Ham? Is this West Ham's level? Right. Let me just ask that question. This isn't the first game that Liverpool West Ham that take the lead, playing well, and give it up. It's like, and it's stupid mistakes, to like complete shambolic errors in the back. I tell you, otherwise, sometimes you look at some of these players and you say, how on earth are you playing in the Premier League? Like, is who your agent a favor? Because this doesn't make no sense. And West Ham is riddled with players like that. You have one and two little gems, but the players are not good enough. And then now, I think we should also blame David Moyes for his game management. Was Mikel Antonio injured? I just don't understand sometimes when you see him, or maybe he thought that the game was out of reach. Because 3-1, you thinking, okay, my team can't be this bad to give up this league like this. And he put on the players who he thought could do. But apart from Harry Kane, Calvin is one of the saltiest players I have seen in a very long time. And that picture and video going around with him flipping him off a fan. Listen, two things. Yes, he's a professional football player and he should know better, or he should do better, right? A fan paid his money, came to watch you play. You lose the game for them upset. But footballers are human beings too. And I as a referee out there with all these vicious people, I always say to them, do not start something that you can't finish, or do not dish it and can't take it. So, there's a problem there. He's unhappy. You can see it in his play. You can see it, when he is on the sidelines. So maybe West Ham needs to change coaches, change the culture, and just spend some money and see if they can really be competitive in the league, because nobody wants to be a beaten stick for the rest of them life. And then that penalty that Newcastle got, like, come on now. I understand when players feel a little touch and decide to go down, but referees need to realize when it's a dive and when it's not a dive. And I think the Premier League this season, we've seen a lot of diving. I use the word them and them like a fishery. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, that was not a penalty, and I think that changed the game in favor of Newcastle, and I think it's unfair.
Yeah, Calvin Phillips, yeah, flipping off a fan. Hey, Junior, come on, is this, we saw, like, we can pretty much say that he failed at Man City, and I just saw it go, it happened in life. Well, we make moves and it sometimes not materialize, not work out in our favor. But is Calvin Phillips, is West Ham also too high a level for Calvin Phillips, or this is just a rough patch? He needs time. He needs a summer.
I think what Calvin Phillips is being exposed as, he's been exposed as a one-way type of footballer. He can only play the Bielsa type football, because when Calvin Phillips was at Leeds, he looked like a great midfielder in the making. He wasn't great yet, but he looked like he was in the making to be great. I remember how Leeds play. Leeds play on the front foot. They are going to come at you early and stay coming at you. While West Ham, the Moyes type of football is, we're going to sit back, we're going to play hard-nosed defense. It's almost like I'm going to take the punch in the nose and we'll try to figure it out afterwards. And sorry, Calvin Phillips, but you and Paqueta are going to be unexpected to get the punch in the nose, right? And you, especially looking at who Calvin Phillips is replacing, I think that is also part of the equation into his failure. He's trying to step into Declan Rice's shoes right now. And those are some big shoes. left at West Ham. If not say that Declan Rice is a big time baller, but in my opinion, I don't think he is. But what he brought to West Ham and those fans now thinking we're going to get that plus more. So it's almost like you expect to get Caesar rice, but the rice not swell. So right now, Calvin Phillips coming like some bulgur rice. No matter what about them Declan Rice, man.
All right, other EPL result that stood out to you. Come on. Bournemouth 2-1 over Everton. Everton in what? 12 games.
Yeah, but Everton salt. You saw them lose. They were well clear to get like a 1 point and the own goal. So comical. Pickford, where Pickford that run go? Cross is that. Let me touch on the Chelsea game. First of all, it's my side. And there's no way on earth a defender can plant him foot, back turn, and make in the motion to kick the ball, and the striker come and stick them foot in there and get a penalty. So we're not going to say everybody do that now. We're not going to say Alan do it 15 times to get 15 goals. We're not going to say Raheem do it to get the goal them. We're not going to say Jesus do it to get the goal. That was like, how on earth? I am not looking at you. I already set to kick the ball. You put your foot, me lick you, and it's a penalty. I'm like, come on now, man. And I don't blame Vincent Company for go off because Miller fight the referee. When name England, that one name Danny England. Yo, trust me, man. It was terrible. So that kind of ticked me off. Darren England. That kind of ticked me off with that game. Seeing that the game did already sucky. Raheem with that miss, like, I think at this point now it is psychological for him do a good assist, yes. But I think at this point now it is psychological for Ryan because he's not at his best. I know you have Poch coming out saying that the player them now not art. They have this like a long nose, long buff teeth boy color come talk about everybody must be on the same page. Listen to me, sir. You're going to miss penalty. But anyways, Chelsea just
long buff nose is Cole Palmer.
Him same one me attack. Come out and say the team not up to scratch. Like, you're part of the team. You're not up to scratch either. I'm not impressed by Cole. Let me just tell you that, even though I'm a drag way. But Chelsea sucks. Then Sheffield and Fulham, that was a game, right? That was the game that, but it's Arsenal and City is supposed to be. Tottenham, of course, my guy, you know, my son, you know, I don't know if it's about Luton Town. They always score the goals. They always are lead, and for some reason, they just cannot maintain a lead. So those games, Brentford and Man U. Oh, on earth no. Big side like Man U score in the 90 plus 6 minutes. And then you have Brentford equalize 3 minutes later. Oh, no good, man. You're not good, man, but we don't want top 4. It's madness. So those are the games that really stood out to me yesterday.
Before we go over to Junior, Graham Bailey of Sirius Sirius FM and Graham Bailey, we don't know his work, is reporting that he says, quote, HITC understands that some of Chelsea's squad have told the club owners that they would prefer to see Mauricio Pochettino replaced at the end of the season. End quote. Chelsea's hierarchy are considering Pochettino's position. Come on, is the players failing and give up on Pochettino if this is true?
Listen, I don't know if it's about Chelsea. Yeah, I mean, at some point, players are not going to look at themselves and say that they're the issue. They're going to blame the coach, right? No player's going to come out and say, I am the problem. They must blame the coach. And yeah, look at Chelsea. Does Chelsea look like a team that's playing for the coach? I just don't think Chelsea... No, I just don't see it. And then once the locker room is lost, Benton, then you know how that goes on the pitch. So it's not a good fit. And I mean, nobody wants to lose. Big bad Chelsea in 11th place. You know, it is their thing. Fix up that.
The big bad still. Junior, come, we can wrap up this EPL thing and go for, look on the table because we want to go where we are in a little bit. Junior, are you
Well,
there, sir?
we can't really add to what Cupboard says still, because Cupboard say everything perfectly, in my opinion. I don't have anything extra for say.
No, so
Other
not
than,
nothing to
but
say about
you
Man
know what though?
United and Ten Hag.
No, but I mean, Manu is Manu. I mean, Manu is lucky that they weren't down 3-0. How many times Brentford hit the post? Some good shots though. And I came off the bar. So they're very lucky that they were even taking the lead. But happy for Mason Mount that Mason Mount finally come off the injury list and score a goal and blah, blah, blah. But whatever. But as regards to Chelsea, and you know what? How the hell failed players have the cojones and the gall to speak to their
Leader.
employer about their coach? That to me is that to me that tells everything wrong with the modern footballer. Everything wrong with the modern footballer is right there. You are failing as a player, and you are going above your coach to tell the people above that, oh, we don't want this coach anymore. Brother, you sure you're going to be here next year? You come talk about you don't want this brother. Oh, you know so you're going to be here next year. Oh,
Well, I'm
you
have a
know the
long
coach.
contract, Reggie.
But how you know the coach that you want, we want you to be here. So it's like is there is this sense of I instead of we, instead of us amongst footballers right now. And yes, I am throwing words at such man as well. That there's a sense of individualism over team. And when we talk about the grit, when we talk about come on talking about the grit and talking about Klopp and why Liverpool deserve to win. This is the reason why Chelsea don't deserve to win a game. This is the reason why Manchester United can't smell top four. Because you don't have a team. You have some man who will come and worried about their standing instead of going out there and achieving in a team sport. Come on, man. Sure.
All right. Table time. We're looking at the table, but before we drill down on the table and get your thoughts, De Zerbi of Brighton has been speaking lyrically, wax lyrically in the press about his ambitions and in line with the club. Come on, is his brother working for another job? I mean, of course, Xabi Alonso turned down Liverpool and Bayern Munich, so these positions might be open. Do you see this guy remaining at Brighton, or is he good enough to go to one of these big clubs? Because he's been very vocal about his ambition and his desire, and which is a bit unusual for me to hear from a coach this stage of the season.
Listen, you ask what you want. You put it out there, make the people them know say you're available. I mean, Chelsea may need a coach at the end of the season. Who knows? So I listen. I don't see anything wrong with him saying what he wants, his ambitions. So to be fair, I like him. I've always liked him. I think he's a really a sharp shooter. You always get it out of him if you really ask the question. So, listen, I don't blame him. You ask her what you want.
All right. Tactically, he's supposed to be good enough, but we don't know. We cannot judge it based on Brighton's performance. We see how we go with Potter.
So, this is Brighton's last couple of games. They've lose 2-1 to Liverpool, understandably. They beat Roma 1-0 in the second leg after Roma beat them 4-0. They beat Nottingham Forest 1-0. Fulham beat them 3-0. Wolves beat them 1-0. Everton draw with them 1-1. They did beat Sheffield 5-0. Tottenham beat them 2-1 in February. This coach, brother, talk like him already have another job lined up. But brother, you're talking like you are a big coach. You're talking the way Alonso should be talking. You are dude, you are just sitting at 10th or 10th or 9th position right now in the
Ninth,
table.
yeah.
9th. Unless you have your eyes on Chelsea to go coach Chelsea, or maybe West Ham, or maybe Newcastle. What kind of ambition it could be? Brighton is supposed to ask him, where do you think you deserve to coach?
I mean, I
Yes,
think he's on the list. If I think Florian Pettegol, Bayern Munich reporter, I think he's on the list at Bayern Munich. So
Mental. Listen, Bayern Munich will never hire another coach from England Premier League for a while. That's number one. They hired a coach that recently won the Champions League in England. That was supposed to be the quote unquote best league in the world. And that coach has failed. Why do we think they are going to go to the same league and hire a coach with a worse CV than the one they've hired before? Though with nothing in their life what we're talking about on this scale. For come bring you, and he's at the level. If Tuchel cannot get the Bayern Munich players to buy in, why do we think the Zerbi can get the buy? If Potter went to Chelsea and failed, why do we think Potter's replacement is going to come to a bigger side currently? Not saying Bayern is a bigger side, but currently Bayern is a bigger side than Chelsea. Why do we think Deserve can go to Bayern and not have and have better fortunes than Potter did at Chelsea and that Tuchel did at Bayern? What kind of world we living in at that point?
I mean, he's highly touted, to be from what me here. Tactically, from his days of Shakhtar, Donetsk, or whatever. But, and Palermo in Italy. So, we have to go see. But you're 100% right. But ultimately, you don't know as a manager, money I give away over Chelsea. Why not? I mean, why not try throw your name in a hat and get one of them contracts there?
A fool and his money shall what? Soon what? Okay. Don't go.
All right, Liverpool ended the round on top of the table. Sheffield United remains rooted at the bottom. Thoughts on the EPL table? Chelsea in 10th, the midway. Or 11th.
Okay, come and say. Oh, when we move up, I was like, Benton, you shocked me.
Sorry, Wolves.
I was in shock a while ago because I was like, wait, my side I move. Yeah. To be fair, everybody is where they're supposed to be. There are no shocks on this table. So let us be fair, right? So everybody playing at the level that they're supposed to be. Sheffield, Burnley, Luton, Nottingham, Everton, Brentford a little bit. Just part them the Crystal Park. So yes, so everybody is where they're supposed to be on this table, Benton. So the order is restored.
Junior, quick take on the table, family.
Yeah, I agree with Cabo. Everybody's where they're supposed to be. Luton and Nottingham Forest. Well, they better be careful, because Burnley is a good defensive game away from really making that relegation battle very interesting. Yeah. It's already interesting right now between Luton and Nottingham, but Burnley is that just one good defensive game away. Yeah. One solid defensive game away from making it interesting. Up on top is more the same. But just look at Burnley's schedule. So Burnley play Man U Saturday. Then they play Wolves. Then they play Everton. Then they will play Brighton and Sheffield. Then they play Newcastle, Tottenham, and Nottingham Forest. That Nottingham Forest game to end the season is going to be a big game. I can see it right now that I really think we're coming down to the wire. It's going to be a great finish at the end of the table. At the top of the table, boy, you see that grit talk. So it's grit versus luck for Liverpool and when this is going to run out.
Yeah. All right. Their class. Yeah, go ahead. Come on. Yeah,
I'm never saying anything. Mm-mm.
All right. Their classicer. Quickly, some of your thoughts, and you said some early comments regarding Tuchel. Come on, but their classicer. Big victory for Dortmund. Dortmund coming like. I mean, why them couldn't win at Bayern when they were running in for title? Why no it's out of all the times they decide to win at Bayern Munich is no when they're not in a title race.
Does it matter when you beat them? It doesn't matter when you beat the champion. It was just it's listen, the thing, well, this is where probably luck probably come in. Because when you look at the stats for this game, Bayern pretty much dominated the stats that really didn't count, because goals count. But the shots on target, 5-3 for Dortmund, off target, 8-4 to Bayern. Possession was 59-41 in favor of Bayern Munich. So they had 31. Bayern Munich had 31 crosses to Borussia Dortmund's 11. So it's just that I would say a little bit of luck here, so when it comes to Borussia, because the stats were pretty much even. But this also goes to show you how Bayern Munich upon an assault run at this time. But Benton, it's never too late to beat a side.
Never too late. All right, quick kids, Junior, Xabi Alonso, I go because we need to go my yard and get yard ballers report. Xabi Alonso decided to stay at Leverkusen. Junior, you loved the decision, you said. Why?
Yeah, it just removed all uncertainty. I mean, we sit down and it's like this Xavi Alonso sweepstakes and where will he go and blah blah blah. I never accused to win nothing yet. Right? And chances are Xavi could leave, go to Liverpool and fail. We are looking at the roses side of things, right? I say, Xavi is the new big coach and blah blah blah, but we don't know what his returns will be if he leaves though. And is it too early? And I think it's a sensible decision by him to say, you know what? I'm going to read into this decision and say, let me see if this is just lightning in the bottle or if I am really a good coach. Because we seem to think that he leaving Leverkusen and going to Liverpool, for argument's sake, is a big job. No, you know what is actually a big job? Is going to be winning the Bundesliga this year. And what do you do as the encore next year? Because we all know Bayern Munich not going anywhere. We all know Leverkusen, chances are, is not going to be the next big bad in Germany. So how are you going to follow up the winning the Bundesliga? That might be bigger than taking Liverpool to a Premier League title next year. Though. Arguably, it could be a bigger job for him to keep these players still motivated and ready to play. So if he's looking for a challenge, that might be a bigger challenge. And plus, we have no idea what the rebuild is going to be like at Liverpool. We are looking at Liverpool playing right now and not thinking 3-4 months down the road, as soon as Klopp leave, how much players going to want to exit us? So why would Xavi now go there and have to try and convince some players who are not motivated to play for him next year and try to rebuild the team? Why would he go to leave and go to Real Madrid? We're not even sure if Carlo leaving this year. And maybe Real Madrid is his end destination and he's waiting on Carlo to leave. I don't know. But I think it's a great decision by him personally.
I mean, I think that's ultimately his end destination. Come on, your thoughts on Xabi Alonso. I think he's building his CV for Real Madrid. So all Liverpool fans who hype about him or come on Liverpool, I think that was fool's goal. He's a Real Madrid man. And I think he's just cutting his teeth. He did some brief tenure assistant at Sociedad, so he knows La Liga well. Of course, he played. I expect him to be Real Madrid's coach when Carlo walk away.
You might be right. And you know, I don't say that lightly because I never like to agree with you.
No, he might next year. He might flop big time, you know.
I know, but I don't think he will though next year. I don't think he will flop next year. Maybe a real challenge to win the league again, but I don't think he will flop next year. But I mean, I like that he decided to stay, finish it out, keep the players, you know, mind on the specific task, you know, by coming out and saying, I'm here for the long haul. So that was good of him, and I'm really happy for them.
Yeah, man. Big up the man now strike with him like the iron hot like this Zerby. Before we go to Yardballer's report, one just piece of news that came across the wire before we started the show. There's a couple of reports coming out that Felipe Scolari is in line or being lined up by the Mexican Federation to replace one Mr. Jaime Lozano. We need to vet this news, but World Soccer Shop and others, I think, ton Mexican channels also reporting the same story. Junior, if this is true that Felipe Phil Papa, whatever I want to call him, is the next man at the helm for Mexico. Of course, Mexico got them belly drop against USA in CONCACAF Nations League final.
I don't know what was Scolari do different. I mean, you see, with the national team, it's not like he can go out there and transfer in players. It's not like he can go out there and say, you know what, I need a wing back. Let me go bring you the best wing back in the world and the best wing back my money can buy. Right now, Mexico is just not a good football team. They don't have a
so
good.
This is as good as it gets from Mexico.
Well, who? All right. So now the question. So the question, to answer your question, right? Who is missing for the Mexican team for whatever reason?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but we have to assume this is the best group of collection of talent Mexico have that they play in the Nations League finals. We can probably agree to that, right?
It can't be this. It cannot be this. They got blown off the field in that final, Junior. And this is a team that is supposed to be hosting the World Cup. So I fix up them are gonna get in a World Cup at this rate.
But this is the thing though. You cannot just get up one day and say, you know what, just because you're going to host the World Cup, you must be good. You can't say that. So maybe, and you see, this is where they drop the ball. Get a coach that you trust early in the process, right? And maybe we still, because the World Cup is what? How many years away from now?
2 years away, Junior.
2 years. So they are 2 years behind in their development. When you look at what other teams do, other teams that are prepared to host the World Cup, they normally have a 4-year plan where they put them team together and they say we're going to build this team out right now, right? Mexico don't seem to have implied that plan. America have them team. From last World Cup, them have them team. And yes, them have the cascas that went on with Berhalter. They seem to be behind that though. Seem to be. And they're moving forward. Mexico, not so much. It's not like a new ball are going to drop out of the sky between now and World Cup, and it just automatically become like the next greatest thing. So what you have is the talent that you have. Though you're going to depend on Scolari or some big coach to come in and employ some system that can make the best out of your talent that you have. Good luck.
Come on. Word is Scolari is on deck for Mexico's men's national team. Well, it can't get better than this for Mexico because they got ran off the field last week in the CONCACAF Nations League.
I agree with Junior. You can't unless them are gonna do what them do with them striker, Julian Quinones, his name. Naturalize some people. That's what they need to do because to be honest, when you really look at this team, you don't have the Vela, you don't have the Chicharito, you don't have the what the brother them name? You don't have the buff teeth brother them look like
Dos Santos.
Dos Santos brothers. So you don't have those players,
Yeah,
the 40,
Jonathan,
40,
yeah.
the 40-year-old man, right? You don't have them players with the grit anymore. And it's true. When you watch the Mexican team, they're not the same. For you to get run off of the park by US with name? Tyler Adams, who for like 4 months he has not played a game and come on now, come score a bang upon. Like, come on now. And your goalkeeper is now a free agent because you are gonna tell me saying the entire pool of Mexican players, you can't find a young goalkeeper to come in to secure on a goal. Eh? So Mexico is aging. They have an aging team, and they have a problem with getting the best Mexicans in. Because when you look on the U.S. national team, you know things that some of the Mexican them jump over. But what they have to do, just like we saw them do the number 9, the only black player you see on the Mexican team, go out there and bring in some people. Bring in some UB40.
All right, watch the space. If the story, if the Mexican Federation does follow through based on these reports and appoint Scolari, we'll let the family know. Yard Ballers report, of course, Gabon, Jamaica finished 3rd. Big ups to the group in the CONCACAF Nations League family.
Listen, I was excited for the game. I actually thought that we had a good chance of beating US, but my Lord, it was a heartbreaker. I was in the stands, my husband in the stands, and we were up on our feet. We were waving our flag, waving anything we have in our hand because we could taste victory. We were leading 1-0 from Wapikill, Phillip, and we were like, oh my God. First of all, let me tell you now, me 8 corners. Corner kicks are the devil. And when Corey Burke turned that goal in, man, my heart dropped a ground, bloop. And I turned to Kevin and I said, Kevin, we're going to lose because USA bringing 5 subs, really strong subs off the bench, that contributed to the game, that they're good, very good players in their respective leagues. And we had tired people out there. We had nobody really on the bench. We had Kaim Dixon bringing him, and to show you how we did not have any ideas, we subbed the sub, right? We sub on Corey Burke only for sub him off back. So we had no ideas. After that, we were tired. Damian Lowe playing midfield. He was pooped from halftime. You could see that it wasn't his natural position, even though he did well. And I said with the other guy, the number 2, Lord, he had me nervous. Casey Palmer isn't the answer, and I don't know why we continue to play Casey Palmer. But coach, do whatever you have to do. So we almost beat the USA. Unfortunately, we didn't. We'll beat Panama. Had a good enough game, a screamer. It's just that we were better than Panama on the day. So they come third, get them bronze and $500,000 for the prize money. The coach was really funny when he said, now the JFF can pay for them tickets for go home. It was just like so funny. But they won a prize money, which is good. This is what you need from the competition. First medal for Kaim Dixon, which is really good too, as a young man. And he's the future of the football, the national team. So that's also good as well. So I am not arguing about this tournament. I expect them to go out there and build on it and do well in Copa.
Yeah, man. Any other Yard Ballers news you want to highlight before we go my yard?
We talk about Bunny Shaw already. So Trudy Carter scored a goal in her team's 3-1 loss. Havana Salon scored her first goal in NWSL and was the winning goal actually for Houston. They had a comeback, a 3-2 victory versus Bay FC. So your girl Havana going good. Bobby Reed came on. As I said, someone in our group posted and said Bobby Reed is the best Jamaican currently playing in the English Premier League, and everybody want to name him. I don't know how that go, but he came on as an impact sub. He came on in the 85th minute, and by the 86th minute, one boy scored a goal, and I think that goal kind of spurred the comeback for Fulham versus Sheffield. And Kevin Lambert, who is also on loan from MLS side. He's now playing for San Antonio. He scored a very good goal to beat Monterrey 2-1 in USL. So that's my yard baller roundup.
Wait.
Hey, Benton.
Yeah. Go ahead, Junior.
You know what I watch for CVM right now?
What?
More
The
lines
Jamaican
versus
second best striker?
More Lions
Second
versus
best player in the
Waterhouse.
EPL?
No man, More Lions versus Waterhouse.
Tell him the score, Jordan, make him art drop. Bloop.
3-love.
I mean,
Waterhouse are going to score.
Again.
Almost. What?
Is the 83rd minute. But under that, guess what is the upset of the day? Lion holding Manchester City 2.0 to a 0-0 in the 86th minute.
Well, Tapa, of course, have to make the thing interesting.
It's funny how you knew we said I was talking without even calling the side. All I said was Man City 2.0.
Yeah,
so you reach all the way at Tapa.
Tapa have to make the thing interesting. I had a question for you regarding Jamaican. Oh, yes, before I go back. Kevin Lambert. He was at Utah.
Real Salt Lake.
Mm-hmm. So wait, is MLS leveling there again? League
USL is on loan.
Leveling there again?
Yeah, he's on loan.
So wait, so are we? Is this like confirmation or implication that Kevin is a USL level baller?
I don't know how you reach this. So
because he dominated USL with Orange County or Phoenix.
No, Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. He was outstanding at Phoenix. And then he got that big move to Real Salt Lake. And we say, yes, the man boss. I know him they're back in USL again.
It remind me of Dane Kelly. Like, it remind me of Dane Kelly so much. Yeah, I mean, who will ever play in a MLS? We have Alvas. Who else we have?
Alvas 2.0.
Yeah, but Alvas not getting a whole heap of playing time now. Alvas not getting playing time. So, and then the guy who come play in the
tournament. You have Corey Burke playing for the NY's Red Bulls.
Corey Burke. But Corey Burke not getting a minutes either.
And head of state and him goalkeeper bridging at Philadelphia Union.
Oh yeah, oh my God, I'm gonna forget them. Yes, so we have 4. We're Taxi days. Taxi still at Minnesota. I don't think Taxi still at
Minnesota. Tell him for the road.
But which club is he at? I don't even see him. So yeah, right. So we kind of dry and sparse, but Jamaicans must know that MLS is not the only league for them still. And then there's the guy that came in the tournament who played for New York City FC.
So weird. I mean, are our players USL level players? Is this what I'm going? Because this
on the Manchester City 2.0 score.
All right, see that. See that. But this one really, really surprised me regarding the player Lambert. I'm really, really surprised. Really surprised. I thought.
Why are you surprised though?
Yeah, man. Did I do? I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it's rough.
So Kevin is a good guy, but Real Salt Lake had a whole bunch of injury issues, especially at that position. So that was one of the reasons why they brought him in. They needed reinforcements, and they could get somebody cheap and somebody who can play the position. And once the new season starts and everybody come back healthy and whatever, them realize them not really them again. That is the nature of the game. Is eat or be eaten. So, all he can do is play where he's at. And, I guess he's doing what he's supposed to do.
All right, see that. Big up yourself. Good luck to the family. All right, in fact, you want to hear nothing about Lauren Donaldson and Chicago Stars because they might win football games in a Yard Ballers report.
Lauren is not a Jamaican. You're not enough for Jamaica right now.
Come on, how comes we don't hear nothing about Lauren Donaldson and his Chicago Stars in the NWSL because they're winning football games? He's a Jamaican.
We'll talk both players.
Yo, Benton, you know what, Benton?
Yeah.
Benton, pick a different side. Cause Mullins are garbage.
All right, Junior.
Jesus, Steve.
Junior, you don't have nothing
What?
to
Hey,
deal with in idea, brother.
what else are killing with ball?
It's early warm, Junior. Early warm.
Early at 3 minutes even the game.
Yeah, I mean, Milan's a late team.
They've down 3-0. Should have been 5.
So regarding the standing, Milan secures them players for next year, so them good. I mean, I
So
think
that's all them care about. You see, okay.
all them clear. Just like Manchester United right now in the EPL. Just survival for another year.
All right. So all I say is pick a different side.
Yo, come on, I that before we go where we are. You have anything else?
Nothing else, sir.
All right, Junior, anything else family before we go home?
Thursday, Chelsea versus Manchester United.
In what? What is that?
A Premier League.
Okay. Yeah, well, they're supposed to win that, man. Champions League spot at stake.
No. Champions League done.
Why come on quiet regarding Thursday? Family, connect with us on Instagram at Ballchat Podcast. We're on X at Ballchat1, on Facebook at Ballchat. We're on TikTok at Ballchat_podcast. Big up to all the listeners. By the way, come on and join our chat safely out the road. All the listeners have a safe and a wonderful week. Eat up on a bun and cheese and just take care of yourself. Yo, we're going on the road now, family. Bless up on yourself. See? Well, the hits just keep on coming, eh? Come on, look at more, Mrs. Stred.